And we are live, Smash Mouth Sports, ready to go. The week of the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. I could not be happier. On the way here, Cam, you asked me earlier, where is the NFL Network? They're a half a mile away on the water. The Chiefs visiting my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay, couldn't be happier. Cam, what are your thoughts on that?
It's going to be an epic game. I mean, the last time the Super Bowl was played at Raymond James Stadium, we got quite possibly the best ever between the Steelers and Cardinals. I think this one might top it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think it's going to be great. Look, no matter what, even if it's an ugly win, I hope the Bucs win. Now, two things that are breaking. I'm going to get into the health of Antonio Brown, Antoine Winfield, some of the other guys. We're going to get into that. But breaking, a lot of stories breaking. The barber that tested positive for COVID, and we're getting into it because it matters. And I said this a week ago, and people were saying, what if some of these guys get COVID? I go, man, if the Chiefs get COVID, if Patrick Mahomes gets COVID, I don't want that to happen, but, you take what the defense gives you. But here's what I'll say. Up to 20 guys of the 53-man roster were given a haircut. Up to 20 guys. Now, what are your thoughts on that, Cam, before we dive deeper to the game and the injuries? And, we touched on it a little bit last night for 10 minutes, but more days, another day of practice, another days of things going on. The Chiefs still have not arrived in town. The Chiefs arrive Friday. Is that correct? 2 days
Correct.
before?
Yep, Friday.
Friday. Did they say at what time? It was 5 o'clock or earlier in the morning?
I think it's somewhere in the middle of the afternoon, yes.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on the 20 guys testing positive for COVID for the Chiefs? They bring in a barber. So they go out of their way. We can bring in a barber, drive him in, fly him in. However we get him in, we can get in the barber. We can afford, as the Chiefs, to pay one barber 10, 15, 20 grand, 30 grand for a couple hours, a one day worth of work. Would it change their balance sheet one bit for profitability? You can pay a barber 30 grand. All you require, not that he's a good barber. That's the least of the worries. I understand the players want a good barber. The biggest worry is, does he have COVID?
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, thankfully for the Chiefs, they realized and they stopped the guy midway through. But
yeah, that's why you only got to 20.
I said this after the game, the championship games a week and a half ago. If you are a player or a coach or a trainer or whatever on either the Buccaneers or Chiefs these last 2 weeks, if you left your house for anything other than practice, you're an idiot.
What do I say, Cam? What do I say about the draft? What do I say? And this is before COVID. This is before COVID.
You're going into a 2 week sequester, yes.
You're going for 2 weeks. You are hunkered down. Do your push-ups, get some free weights, get some dumbbells, get some barbells, get whatever you need. Okay, run in place for an hour. I understand it's boring to be locked up. I get it. For this 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, you got to be dialed in. For 2 weeks before the NFL draft, these young guys coming out, 21, 22 years old, I get it. It's boring. But you look at it like this. The same thing when I say for the draft. You sit still for 2 weeks. Okay, don't do anything stupid for 2 weeks. You've busted your butt all 4 years of high school, couple years of middle school football, Pop Warner football, and 4 years in the pros or 4 years of college before you get to the pros. Don't risk it. It's not worth it. Don't risk it for the biscuit, for that late night Happy Meal, for that late night hamburger, for that late night pizza run. It ain't worth it. Same thing with this Super Bowl. You've trained your whole life for this. We understand Patrick Mahomes has one, and we understand Tom Brady's got 6 going on his 10th Super Bowl appearance. Be boring. Watch your film for 2 weeks. It's COVID. Everybody's on alert. Code red. What are your thoughts, Cam?
No, I'm with you. Just watch movies, watch TV, ignore the noise. I said that. I mean, look, you have to go to practice. So, of course, you have to go to practice. But that's the only reason you should have left your house these last 2 weeks.
Buy Netflix, buy Hulu, buy whatever the stream service is.
You want to talk to your teammates, Zoom them, Skype them, FaceTime them, whatever.
All of that. So this is the breaking news I want to get into. 2 big stories here. So we had to do another story for Super Bowl. So this broke literally about an hour ago. Antonio Brown does have some soreness in his knee, and Antonio Winfield Jr., who missed over a week ago, missed the last game, ankle injury. And then Jordan Whitehead is also limited practice. So all three guys were limited to practice. All three guys, according to them individually, are a go. They are heavily monitoring Antonio Brown's situation due to the dynamic nature of the receiver position of him and his high skill level.
Of course.
He's a huge impact on this game. He's a huge impact for Tom Brady. So at the end of the day, I said it again last night. I'm going to say it again. I do think the Bucs can win. I do think the Bucs will win. I understand Patrick Mahomes. I understand Tyreek Hill. And I understand all the super best friends and Kelsey and all this. At the end of the day, I think the offenses are very comparable. You could say the Chiefs have a better offense than the Bucs. That's fine. I wouldn't argue. Wouldn't say that's a crazy take. The Bucs defense is far, far superior.
I agree.
Than the Chiefs. And the running game for the Buccaneers, believe it or not, is substantially better than the Chiefs. You've got Clyde Hilaire, who's been banged up, Le'Veon Bell, who's been kind of bouncing around a little bit, just up and down games, not really stringing together 70, 80, 90-yard consecutive games too often. At the end of the day, my take is the Bucs. I think they can manage the game. I think Tom Brady, in these moments, raises the level of play. I was going to go to Cam, but he decides to start just guzzling down the water. So take a break for 2 minutes for the guzzling. So what I'm going to say while you're done finishing the guzzle there, Tom Brady was down 28-3 a few years ago in the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons, the dynamic Atlanta Falcons. That was one of the most dynamic offenses I've seen with Matt Ryan and Julio and all those guys. They were hitting on all cylinders.
I remember talking to you the week leading into that game, and you said the Falcons were the more talented team, and they were.
I said there's no doubt about it in my mind. The Falcons were way more talented offensively in every way you could be with Matt Ryan and Julio and the whole ball of wax. The story I want to say, and then we're going to probably wrap this first one up. It'll be a shorter video. The first thing, what I want to say, what I want to cover is this, as far as the Bucs go, okay? Last week after they won the NFC Championship game in Green Bay, an emotional win, Levante David was crying, emotional, crying with his family. A great moment. He's everything that he's lived for in his life. He's a young man in his 20s. He's finally reached the Super Bowl.
And he's been through, he's been through it all with you guys. He's been there for a while. He's been there with the 4-win seasons. He's been there with the 11-win seasons, and now 14 if you count the playoffs. So 4-win seasons, 14-win seasons, going to the Super Bowl. So Levante David has been through the ringer. He has been through everything. Many people feel he is the best linebacker in football. And I would be tempted to agree. The only guy that I'd say might be better is Devin White, who plays right beside him. Devin White, Levante David, JPP, Shaq Barrett, that is the best linebacking core in the National Football League. That's why I said they were going to beat the Saints, and that's why I said they were going to beat the Packers, and that's why they're going to beat the Chiefs, because I do expect Tyreek Hill went buck wild. Okay, 211 yards receiving the first quarter. The last time they played the Bucs, it's been about 2 months now. He went buck wild in that game. Went totally buck wild. Right, Cam? Oh, 100%.
However, after that first quarter, they did so much damage going up 17-0. It was just hard to get back in that game. They did. Once the corners settled down, it was a pressure cooker moment. But at the end of the day, Carlton Davis and the rest of the guys, Sean Murphy-Bunting, they settled down. They got in the groove. And I do expect Carlton Davis, Jordan Whitehead, and all the guys to double-team Tyreek Hill. And I do expect big games from Devin White, Levante. Devin White has played knockout, lights out, smash mouth sports football is how he's played. Right, Cam?
Oh, 100%.
So what are your thoughts?
Player in the playoffs.
Absolutely. He's been the best player. Either side of the ball, Devin White's been the best player. So I expect that to happen again. I expect a lot of blitzes from the Buccaneers because you got to remember, Patrick Mahomes is great. Tyreek Hill, their skill players are elite for days. They're all luxury cars. But I can tell you this about luxury cars. Luxury cars don't run well in the desert. Luxury cars don't run well when they're out of gas. I'm just telling you, they're great. They're great on the highway. Tyreek Hill looks great. Going 80 miles an hour down the highway, sitting back, smoking a cigar, drinking martinis. Oh, which you definitely shouldn't do while you're driving, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, smoking cigars, going down the highway 80 miles an hour, he looks great. This is going to be a smash mouth game. I hope the Bucs make this the muddy up the game. They go scrappy, they go tough, they go rough, they play physical, and they just smack them in the mouth. And that's my thoughts on the game. Last thoughts. By the way, like and subscribe to this channel. Go ahead, Cam.
Last thoughts on the game. Well, the Chiefs don't have their left tackle. And that's going to be a big loss for them. If you guys can get some constant pressure on Mahomes and make him have to, dance around back there, and he's running back and forth, he's running up and down the sideline, and last second he plants his foot, he throws his no-look pass. That's a good advantage for you guys. We'll see what happens. But you got to get some pressure. You got, like you said, you got to double team Tyreek Hill, which you didn't do the first game. You got to double team him every snap, and then you got to jam the middle to take away Kelsey and make them beat you left-handed. Make them run the ball. Make them go to Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, stuff they're not comfortable doing.
Make them spread the ball around. Make them run. And guess what? I've said it last year, and I've said it this year. 2 years in a row, the Buccaneers have had the best run defense in the league. Just look at the impact that Vita Vea had last week against the Packers. Look at the impact. The Buccaneers have one of their better games on the season since the first 3 games, 5 sacks, okay? 3 from Shaq Barrett, 2 from JPP. Because these are fast, high-twitch guys, high-fiber guys, high-energy guys, and they had room to run for days. Okay, with Ndamukong Suh, with Vita Vea in the middle, with those guys healthy, with those guys dialed in, it's going to be tough to beat. So like and subscribe. Stay tuned. We got a lot more to cover. Thanks again.
Thank you.